things. To all of you. I, Akhila Devi S., Assistant Professor in Commerce, welcome you all to the fourth day of NAAC-Criteria-based international level faculty development program organized by Drishti Forum in association with IQAC of our college. I request Associate Professor Punita Ji, Head of the Department of Commerce, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, Akhila ma'am. It's my honor to welcome our principal, Professor Vidya Shivannanavar, to this International Faculty Development Program. I request you to preside over this session, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Today, we are on the fourth day of International Faculty Development Program. We have with us Dr. Pon Murugan Karupai, Research Associate, King South University, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to educate us on cloned journal, a threat to recognition of research. A warm welcome to you on behalf of Seshadripuram Educational Trust and Seshadripuram Institute of Commerce and Management. Welcome, sir. I welcome all the research scholars and participants and my dear colleagues who have gathered for this session. I welcome convener and co-convener of Drishti Forum for this session. I also welcome Associate Professor Amar H.A., IQAC Coordinator for this session. I welcome all. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I also extend a warm welcome to Associate Professor Punita Ji, Head of the Department of Commerce. Welcome to you, ma'am. Innovation drives economic growth. Research and development activities allow scientists and researchers to develop new knowledge, techniques, and technologies. Importance of journals in academic life goes beyond providing a means of communication and a permanent record. Journals are the final output of most research and researchers' performance. Researchers' productivity is judged largely on the number of publications as well as where they appear. But in recent times, cloned journals with fake inflated impact factors have become a menace for academic integrity by publishing articles with no peer review, biased international database indexes, which has paved a pathway for low quality research. The topic for today is cloned journals, a threat to recognition of research. To give us an insight on how cloned journals are posing a threat in the field of research, we have with us Dr. Pon Murugan Karupaiya. To give a brief introduction about Sir, Dr. Pon Murugan Karupaiya holds PhD in microbiology from Periyar University, Salem, and has secured third rank in MSc program at university level examinations. Sir's area of specialization is environmental microbiology, PGPR, and agriculture microbiology. Sir has carried out numerous research projects on microbiology funded by Tamil Nadu State Council for Science and Technology, Chennai. Sir has also published 43 ISI and 13 papers in non-ISI journals and has authored 7 book chapters. Sir holds membership and fellowships in prestigious national and international bodies such as Indian Society for Technical Education, Indian Association for Applied Microbiology, American Society of Microbiology, Association of Microbiologists of India, BRSI, NABS, SFAM, to name a few. Sir has 22 years of teaching experience and is currently serving as a research associate, King South University, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Sir, on behalf of Seshadripuram Educational Trust and Seshadripuram Institute of Commerce and Management, a hearty welcome to you, sir. We are eagerly waiting for your session. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for a nice introduction. I'm Dr. Pon Murugan Karupaiya from South State of Tamil Nadu, South part of Tamil Nadu. Since I am a research associate in King South University 2011. Actually, I wish thank to Mrs. Silpa who approached me for presenting this lecture on that his own program. then I eagerly accepted. Thank you very much for your kind invitation, madam. And also I thank the management of Sesa Tripuram and all other colleagues who are presented in that organizing the program. And also I can warm welcome to the other participants in the program. So thank you very much. So obviously, yeah, let us start with that a small introduction. Then I go for my presentation. So usually for our recognition, those who are academician or researchers, the recognition comes from only that the publications. As I know, whatever the data or whatever your research are doing is just for that means data available with us is not useful. Once you get ready with that proper way by which we can able to publish that your data in a presentable way to that public through the publications via the journals, where the journal publication is mandatory for that academician or a research professor or a research scientist who are all working in the research field. So in this aspect, the publication is mandatory not only for our progress, and also nowadays each and our Indian government or each and every institute recognize us by publications only. So in this way, whatever research we are doing or we are collecting the data, that data should be in a proper way by which we can able to get for publications. So through publication only that the research community or scientific community recognized us in the field of interest, which field we are working. So in this way, that publication is very, very mandatory for each and every academician or researcher. So while you go for the publications, as I told, the number of journals, recognized journals, and other unrecognized journals are available by simply we search from the Google websites. So most of the journals are nowadays cheating us to false information by which we can able to get in the publications. Once you get into the such a kind of journals, that our manuscript or our paper or our article will not be useful for any further progress. So in this aspect, we are find out, we are carefully to manage or carefully to watch out the journals and their reputation before you going for the submit that particular paper or particular work to that respective journal. So in this way, we are going to be detailed lecture or detailed presentation on the fake journal, or we can say as it's a predatory journal, or we can also call it as a cloned journal. So now we are going for our presentation. So I think it will take another 45 to 50 minutes. So I don't want to boring you. I can say with some live example by which you can more interested to watch my presentation, observe my presentation. So let's start with that. My slide. I'm going to share my slide. Just 3 minutes. Yeah, I think everyone is visible. Hello. I think it's audible. Hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Madam, my slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can I proceed with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. The today topic is cloned journal, a threat to recognition of research. Actually, this is a very big threat. Obviously, why? Let us see one by one. So when you go for that, before we are entering into that detailed presentation, we should know about that objectives. Very, very important. With that objective, we cannot go ahead. Okay, that's why that what's the main objective of that presentation is. Once you understand that the entire presentation, you should know what are the journals. That means the important journals are repeated journals. We can use for to our submission of our manuscript. So that we make a list after finishing of this program or after finishing of my presentation. You can make a list of journals used for to submit our paper or submit our manuscript. The second one also we have to identify or avoid the cloned journal, whether that cloned journal or original journal. So by which this is what the main two objective of this presentation. And go with that, we can go ahead with a small introductions. Why should we go for the publications? As I told while that introduction. So very simple. Whatever research, whatever you data you collected from your laboratory or even arts and humanities, you are going for the survival. The data will be processed proper way. After processing, you have to write in a proper way. So not only writing is important. Once you writing is finished or completed, you have to find a good journal, a reputed journal, by which you can able to present your data, by which that will be recognized by the entire scientific community or research community, by which we can able to recognize. So where that the choosing of right journal for publication is very important. And again, one more questions, whatever the data you collected, so your preliminary research is going on are going to be complete. So when you think about your the journal for publications, so that means once you are finalized the result or once you are processed your result, now the result is ready for the publication. And also you have to very important, before you write your manuscript, you have to select the journal. Why? Because that means that each and every journal it has its own scope and that means that your the methodology, that means the formatting. So that is very important. Before you start write the manuscript, you have to process your manuscript according to the journal format, where very important. So that's the reason we are to select the journal before you start write the manuscript. Then coming to that, how to select a journal before you get enter into that fake journal or cloned journal. We should know something about that the reputed journal. What basis you have to be select your the journal. So very important. The first one is scope of the journal and your manuscript. The journal or your manuscript should be properly adapted or properly applied to that the journal where your scope will be false. For example, I am working with the COVID-19. So is why I am telling that example. So recently, when known, each and everyone know about that COVID-19, you are collecting some data from that your own area. For example, Bangalore. So you want to present the data. The data should be in a different manner. For example, female, this much percentage, male, this much percentage. In that female, what's the age group? So those who are infected very highly, that means this is what the data I want to present this data in a reputed journal means based on the your scope. That means the COVID-19 means is a medical, since it's a virus, you can say that virus or medical microbiology like that journal. Then you have to submit, you have to prepare that manuscript, then you go for the submission. So that is what the scope means, very important. Then the index, and the journal should be the index to that means indexed means is a well internationally recognized or scientifically approved journal. That is what the indexing. Then impact factor, that you know that those who are in the research field, they may know very well about that impact factor based on the citation. That means the citation nothing but whenever you work on that particular topic, the same as COVID-19. I am publishing the 10 paper from the COVID-19 field means whenever you have to go for the new publication, you have to refer the published article. That is what that citation. Based on the citation, the impact factor will be rise. So the impact factor is also very important criteria for to select the journal, by which you can go for the good impact factor. You can get the good recognition. Then the article processing fees is nothing but nowadays the most of the journals offer open access publication. That means you can pay your article processing fees, by which you can get that publications very quickly manner, not in a quick means in a proper way. And also you can download that, whoever want to download that article, they can easily download article from the respective journal website. So that is what the article processing fees is not applicable for all the journal. Some journals offer the free publication. Some journal charging the article processing fees. Then others, in addition to these others, in the sense based on the journal, that criteria will be changed according to that the respective journal. You have to be find out the information or that whatever that rules and regulations followed by the respective journal. You have to follow the rules and regulations. These are the important criteria before you go for submission of that particular journal. So coming to that, our main subject, that is a cloned journal. So why I'm using that separate slide, you have to be understand. Sometime while I am speaking, I can use the FEC journal, I can use the word predatory, sometime I can use the word fraud, or sometime I can hijack. So the cloned journal may also refer or may can also call as fake journal, predatory journal, fraud journal, hijacked journal, scam journal, zombie journal. So I try to follow that one, the particular word cloned journal throughout my lecture. Sometimes I can make use of the predatory journal, sometimes I make use of the fake journal. So this is what the synonyms are, the different alternative words for the cloned journal. So coming to that definition, we can say as what is cloned journal. A cloned or fake journal is a low quality journal that does little or no quality control. Here, what do you mean by the quality? The quality, nothing but whatever data you presented before the public, the data should be properly reviewed. That means whether you are giving the original data or the duplicate data, such a thing is reviewed by a group of a set of people. That people is nothing but those who are working in the same field for the 10 years, 20 years, like that. That group of people review your article, review your paper, or review your manuscript. After that only they go for the publication. That is a way by which the quality is very, very important. So the most of that, almost 95 to 99% in the cloned journal, they are not doing any quality control assessment. So where that your quality of the paper or the quality of the journal itself is very low, that is called as a fake journal. So as I told, they are often called predatory because they prey on people who are under a lot of pressure. For example, I want to publication, I want to one paper, I want to one article, a research article for my promotion or for some future career. That means you are approached to such a kind of journal people. They will do it. They will promising you falsely, by which you can act as a predator. That means you can act as a prey for them, and they will collect the money and they will immediately publish that your data in such a kind of journal. So, but even though it will be published and it will be come to online, but it no use at all because of that is a fake journal. That the scientific community or the higher authorities will never recognize that your paper is a quality one. So where which this is what that the meaning or the definition of a clone journal. So we have to be very much careful about the quality and very much careful about the journal. So that's we are going for the cloned journal. In other way, the journal that have no real existence. That means that you know that the most of the Google website you find n number of journals with websites. The website not a original. That's what very, very important. They are giving the false information and other false rules and regulation, and you are that journal people are attracting you such a way. So that is not a original. That is what that is called as a fake journal. So he can the journal that have no real existence and have a website to simply abuse the researcher. Those who are eagerly wanted to publish, so that journal particularly attract that such a kind of people and then ask them to submit the paper into that respective journal. So the other side, you can work journal that impersonate the title of well-known journal. For example, I'm telling one well-known journal. So from my own field. So sorry to say. So since I am a biology background, I can give the most of the example from the biological background. Sorry for things. I cannot get more information about the arts and community, but I try to say something about arts and humanities. So even though see here, I am just giving one example. The Journal of Microbiology is a well-known journal. The journal can be used by the work journal group. So by the name of Journal of Microbiology, they can publish the paper with the fake ISSN number. So this is what that the website and other information about the important information about the fact journal. I'll come to the next slide. So in general, the classic open access journal do the process in a proper way. For example, you have to prepare your article, you submit the article, The first stage is article submission. After article submission,
Sir, actually a slide
yes, madam.
changed, sir. Yes, we are just seeing the introduction slide only.
Your slide is not moving, huh?
Sir.
Oh, sorry, Tata, that's what. Okay, madam. I'll do one thing.
Yes.
Sorry.
And now it is visible.
Now, okay, madam. So now I'm in that. So I'm in that almost eighth slide. Now is okay, madam.
Now it is okay, sir.
You can able to see my full screen.
Sir, you have to zoom down, sir.
Zoom in. Zoom down.
Zoom karna mat.
Okay, madam.
No,
zoom in.
Okay, madam.
Yes, sir. It's fine now, sir.
Fine, okay. So coming to that, the classic open journal, the process, the first stage is submission of your article. Then after submission, they go for the selection and correction process, where very important step, whatever the paper you submitted, if it is your quality wise, your data will be okay, means that editorial team, that means the review team, will select your paper for publication, select your article for publication through peer review assessment and corrections. Once this stage is processed, this stage is finished, you can go for the next stage is accepting that manuscript for publication. Once it accepted means it go for the processing charge, then you go for the publication. The publication, the sense is online. So here very important, the publication not only comes for the online, very important, yes, they have to maintain the storage. That means the visibility, findability, that is called as the database. Whatever paper you published from the respective journal, that it immediately sent back to the databases. For example, the well-known database for science, you can, the PubMed is a medicine medical database, where all the processed, all the published articles are collected, and they are stored whenever you want to. For example, you want to know something about the COVID-19, the year 2020, means you can retrieve or you can collect that such information or such article from the respective database. So that's what, this is what the usual process of this classical open journal, the process while you are submitting until get publications or until get published. Coming to the predatory journal, what's the process of the predatory journal? So the predatory journal, what you do means you can just submit the article. So they will never do any selection and correction process. The paper immediately go for the publication. That means ready or ask you to pay for the article processing charge. So that once the article processing charge is completed, you can come into the online. So the whole process take within a month. But in the case of the classical open access, it take more than minimum of 3 months to 6 months it get published. So that's what the difference between the processing of the journal. One, it is a reputable journal, or one is a fake journal or predatory journal. So this is what the whole process regarding about that predatory journal. Coming to that, what are the practices, regular practices do it by the fake journal group or the fake journal websites? So they are doing the most of unethical practices like fraudulent claims. That means that journal doesn't fall onto that indexing system or in fact better. But even though we are mentioning in the website, we have indexed in that Scopus, or we have indexed in SEI, or we are indexed in some other reputed databases. So they are giving the false information or fake information by which that website attract the researcher community to submit their paper. So coming to the false pretense means they are using the reputed journal name or reputed journal logo or reputed journal ISSN number, or sometimes the other information also. So this is what the second practices usually do it by the fake journal group. Then deceptive promises means they are giving that unnecessary promise. For example, once you submitted, your paper will be get published within a week or within a month or within a 2 week or within a 10 days. So this is what that without going for the peer review process, it will be get accepted quickly and within a week. So this is another the practices. And no transparency, even though you see in the website You never find the fee structure, how much they are going to be charged, how much they are going to be pay for you after getting the acceptance of your manuscript, even copyright issues, the digital archiving. The digital archiving is very, very important. That is nothing but your database, collection of databases. Okay. Then functional editorial, fictional editorial board is nothing but, as I told, each and every journal has the list of editorial board members. Those members will be selectively process your article. That means correct your articles or review your articles. Most of that fake journal, they are maintaining the fictional or false editorial board members. That means from that international known scientist without the knowledge of the scientist. The this is also one of the very important practice. They are used to use the scientist name without their consent. So this also one of the important practices by the fake journal group. Then another very important thing is the frequently send the spam mail. The mail consists of the broad advertisement, like we are offering a subscription, we are offering the offer 20%, we are offering the 20% offer, like that. So these are all attractive advertisement or a broad advertisement frequently come to your mail, by which you are followed to that, you are attracted by the journal group to submit your paper manuscript. So this is the very important practice. Do it by the fake journal group. So for while going for the publications. So coming to the number facts, why I'm using this means this is the data from 2014. So I did not get any updated data as on 2020. So even though in the year of 2014 itself, they are have more than 11,873 journals from 996 group of publishers. That means almost that time itself they are introduced the more fake journal websites, and other journals are falls onto the predatory journal. And so far, that means according to the 2014, there are 4,20,000 articles published until 2014. Maybe just imagine now, and after maybe the 2020, maybe it increases more than it increases more than 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs. And another important thing is the most of them, they are attracting the people from the Asian countries, African countries, and Western countries. For example, see the geographical reputation of the authors. Most of the 60% from Asia, 16% from Africa, and 18% from Western countries. So this is what the geographical distribution of the authors while we are using the fake journal for publications. So coming to the distribution of distribution by discipline or distribution by field, then most of the journal, they are attracting that engineer. That means the scientists who are working in the engineering field, the biomedicine, the second one, the third one is social sciences. The social science community also fall onto that this such a kind of fake journal group, and they are publishing their data. So these are all the number fact. Coming to that, in general, the distribution of recently hijacked journal. The hijack means, I told already, they are using the international reputed journal name. For example, Oncogene. The Oncogene is a internationally reputed journal for cancer biology. That name can be used by the fact journal group, and we can get that publications from this research community, by which they are published the articles in their journal. So this is what the diagrammatic representation of these the journals distributed throughout the world, as we are recognized as a hijack or recognized as a fake journal. So coming to that, the features of the fake journal. So what are the different features? How can we recognize? How can we find out whether it's a original journal or a fake journal? So how the list of that means the features. The very first one is mainly they attach themselves to Europe and Western countries. So the most of the time they can use that our journal recognized by, or our journal edited by the scientific community from European countries and Western countries. And the most of the time they are using the grand adjectives like world, international, global. See the example. So I given in that your the figure. So see that International Journal of Advanced Research, since it's a fake journal. So the most of the time they use the term world, international, or global. So this is what then the very first criteria. They are mostly of the time they are associated with the European countries and other Western countries, and also they frequently use the term, that adjective like world, international, and global. So this is very first. Then second one is the most of the time they publish the manuscript without any revision or peer review process. So as I told, that what I mentioned, that here I am just indicating. So once you submitted April, that means the first week of April means you can get published in the second week of April, like that. So this is what that means, the whatever the article, whatever the manuscript you submitted for the publications, they are do it immediately and get the fees from you, and they are it comes online to the journal website. So this is the second thing. And third one is, as I told, most of the time they are sending the spam email. So that email consists of impact factor journal, and this is what Thomson Reuters research indexing call for original paper like this. So this much the false information given in the website, or that send you the mail. So never the original journal, never the reputed journal send a mail like this. So this is very, very important regarding about the spam emails. Okay. Coming to that, another one important thing is, while you go for the submission, the each and every repeated recognized journal, their strong website or that very strong submission format by which you can submit your research manuscript. But in the most of the time, that fake journals are has weak website, and even the submission process very simple. Just by one click, you can able to submit your entire manuscript. But in the case of the original or the real journal, they have that step-by-step process. At least you have to need complete submission. You have to need eight to nine different steps by which you can able to complete your submission process. But in the case of this fake journal, they will never have such a kind of lengthy process. You can do it by simple click. You can easily submit your manuscript. So this is another important feature. Generally, and they have no specific scope. As I told, most of the fake journal is consist of multidisciplinary scope. For example, that you can submit your article in the field of life sciences, in the field of arts and sciences, arts are in the field of humanities. They don't have a specific scope for that publications. So this is another one, the feature of the fake journal group. You can easily recognize from the reading of scope, you can able to identify whether it's original or fake. Coming to that, the sixth one, time between submission and publishing the manuscript is very short. I already told that time period between the submission and CC, the paper submission 10th February 2017, and you can get notification within 7 days. It get published 28. So this is another very, very important feature. You can get quick publications by the payment. You can pay the money immediately, they will do it. That means your process, your manuscript not at all undergoing for the process, review process. Once you submitted, immediately accepted, and it will comes to the online. So finally you will get a publication, but with that publication no use at all, as I told earlier. So this is what that another important criteria. So coming to that, the seventh one is a commonly published repetitive articles or even articles from other journal. As I told, this is a cancer-related paper. One side, the right side, I saw the original. The left side is a duplicate. So this is actually the original article published by the Cancer Journal. Okay, the same data, the same manuscript, once again published in that the fake journal. That name of the journal is metabolomics is omics group. So this is what the repeated article, the same article published 2 times is not fair. Actually, this is another that means it's not a good practices. Once you can get like this means your name will be blacklisted and you cannot publish any research article in future. This is very, very important concern. Okay, this is another one criteria. So coming to that volume number and the journal, see the most of the vague journal, they are not following the systematic volume number and issues number. They are randomly used volume number and the issues number by which you can able to recognize whether the journal is fake or not. So these are all the very, very important criteria, the features of the fake journal. In addition to that, some other the features also. See, you can see the editorial board is always small or coming soon. You can see that website of that such a journal. They are giving one or two editorial board members, not in a big list, and even they are not mentioning any editorial board members. Simply they are mentioning coming soon. Okay, the second one is the journal says and issues will be available at a certain time, but the issue never appears. Very, very important. If the journal originally are publishing the article systematically or regular basis, means you can get the previous issues or old and year issues as a database, as a archives list. But they are doing the fake journals. They never giving the previous issues or the issues published in the year of 2018 or 2017. For example, you are searching the journal in 2021, you never find the back references, or you never find a back issues from the journal website. So this is another one important criteria. And there are fundamental errors in the title and abstract. While you submitting the paper, your paper will be get accepted. It comes from online, so you can find so much of errors. For example, even the titles and the abstracts. So these are the other features. Now coming to the content of the journal varies from the title and stated scope. As I told already, for example, your journal will be in the medical field, medical journal, but they can accept the manuscript from the other than the medical. Is actually it is not a scope of the journal. Even though it's not a scope of the journal can accept that paper or manuscript from other area. This is another very important concern. So coming to that, the last one, a publishing company, for example, the journal as a company, that a journal publishing group is a professional association. For example, the Association of Microbiology of India or the Association of Microbiology of USA. Likewise, it associated with some professional bodies or scholarship association. For example, the well-known institute for here in India, CSIR. The most of the CSIR labs are well recognized. They are associated with the funding agency. So that is the scholarship association. It associated with any scholarship program or a university. It's from the university. So another very, very important thing, the reputable publishers will never publish fake journal. So very, very important. From the name of the institute or name of the uh, what means institute, or name of the that means professional association, or name of the scholarship association itself, you can find out whether the journal is fake journal or original. So this is what are the different features about that fact journal. You can find out that journal by which you can easily recognize whether it's a fake or not. Coming to that website, as I told, how they are attracting the publishers, how they are attracting the research community for publications by the your cloned journal. So they are used to presented with attractive websites. So thus we are going to see some websites of the fake journal. So the first one is they can use name and its important impact factor. As I told, the same, the International Journal of Advanced Researcher. For example, those who are doing research at the first time, they can easily pray, that they can easily fall onto this journal. They are ready to submit their own manuscript to the journal. So by which they are using the attractive websites to attract the research publishers or the research community. So see that this is the International Journal of Advanced Research, is the name of the journal. See that impact factor 5.33 never. So this can be validated by a number of websites or number of databases that will be discussed in the later slides. So this is a way by which you can easily cheated, or you can easily means or attracted by the journal fake journal websites. So this is one thing. In addition to that, as I told, the ISSN number is unique for each and every journal. So they are presenting with it false or duplicate ISSN number from the original journal. We are in a hurry. We are in a submission mode. We cannot able to search such kind of information. Again, we are ready to submit that our manuscript to such a kind of journal. So notifying the journal is a multidisciplinary one. So here is another important way. We can simply, they are not mentioning that specific field. For example, you are going to be submit accountancy, or you are going to be submit a manuscript about economy, or you are going to be submit your manuscript the management studies. But the journal in generally they use multidisciplinary. That means you can use any field of a manuscript with any field, you can easily submit it. This another one, the way by which they can cheat it, that the publishers. Okay. Then the last one is the journal address. Here the website address. The most of the time they are using that original website address with a small changes, small modification. So this is what the example, that link or the example journal address, website address, by which you can able to submit. That means you can able to easily access the website journal, and you can submit the journal. These are all the different things you can easily cheated by the fake journal groups. Okay. Then as I told, the journal index. Journal index is very, very important. That means that whatever journal is a reputed or the original journal, that will be properly indexed by the various the database system or various organization. These are all different organization that nowadays in practice to index your journal. So this logo or this information also find in your fake journal website. So simply they are display this logo in your fake journal website, by which anyone can easily attracted, anyone can easily believe that that journal is original, by which we can able to submit like that. So these are all different journal indexing, the organization, they are indexing the reputed journals. So this the fifth one. In addition to that, so these are all the different broad advertisement, the different website of that fake journal. In addition to that, they can also use ISI, that means International Scientific Indexing. This is a very common indexing system for scientific journal. So and they are that and also each and every journal has the impact factor. The most of that fake journal, they are giving the information about that ISI and also impact factor information. The second one is the journal belongs to the non-English country. The most of that the fake journal is comes from the non-English country. So for example, African countries, sometimes that most of the Asian countries also they are introduced, they are published their websites in their Google site or in the browsing site, by which you can easily get attracted. The journal has no well-known publisher. So what it is mean by well-known publisher? For example, in the field of science, you can well-known that Elsewhere, Springer, that means these are all well-known publishers. You can internationally find it from the website. So, but most of that the fake journal group, they don't have that this such a kind of international publishing group. They created their own publishing group. From that publishing group, they are publishing the journal through the website, specific website. So these are some more additional information. The fake journal consists of this kind of information in their websites. Okay. So coming to that, these are all website regarding about the website. Okay, what happened when you go for the publication with the fake journal? What's the negative impact of that? The publications, whatever the data. For example, you are consumed 6 months to 1 year to get a data. For example, when you go ahead with the COVID-19, the COVID-19 is a pandemic that was present in our country last 2 years. So suppose you are collecting some useful data from 2020 January to till August 2021 means. So this information you want to present in a proper way, you are going to be published in a reputed journal means. So that information collected by the fake journal group and published in their journal means you never get recognition because of these so many reasons. These are all considered as a negative impact or what's the improper effectiveness of this information. See, the very first one is poor quality assurance. The most of the time is your quality is very poor. As I told, since whatever data you are giving to that journal, they are published as it is without going for the peer review or without going for the assessment. So very important, by which your quality of that information will be get down, or your that the manuscript quality will be not 100% quality. Okay. Second one is low visibility and findability of the published article. As I told, as a continuous researcher, as a consistency researcher used to find a paper from the website. For example, I want to know something about the COVID-19 cases in 2020 January means just you can enter the keywords in the Google browser. You can get the published article from the respective website of the journal, by which you can able to understand, you collect the information, that information useful for processing your own article in future publication, by which whenever you go for the fake journal, whenever you go for the this fraud journal, so you never get your issues, the backup issues from that respective fake journal. So this is also very important, the negative impact of the fake journal. The last one is risk of scientific career and reputation. As I told, when you go for the promotion and you go for the PDF, since you are you are going to be finish your PhD and you are looking for the PDF means, so where your publication is plays an important role. It shows your the research potential in front of that higher authority means, by which you are not able to present your paper in front of the higher authority since you are published in a fake journal. So these are all negative impact created by the fake journal group because of your publications, your published article in a fake journal. So next to that, so coming to that, as I told, is a negative impact. Okay, coming to that, how can you check? How, what way we can check? As I told, the plenty of the databases are and the websites are available. Check the journal is or true or false, or the journal is original or fake. So the very first one is you can check the block list. Well-known list means Beall's list. That means this is a website. One you click, you can find that number of journals is false under the predatory journal list. You supposed not to select the journal for your publication. So very, very important. So this is very, very important. As I told, once you check before you go for the submission, kindly check your journal list from the website. That's a Beall list. That means it's a scientist first to introduce these the fraud journal or cloned journal in that year of 2011. So, and he created a list of journals to behave like a fake, and they are present in the such a way in a website. You can easily find out, you can easily access all the information from the website. Then whitelist means is a recognized journal that is called as the directory of open access journal. Is also present in the browser. You can, once you select the website and go and type your journal, whatever journal you want to check, you want to be confirmed, it will give all the information about the journal. So coming to the database, as I told, the database is nothing but a collection of the more than 10 years or more than 50 years your back issues to that website, by which you can able to retrieve whatever the year or whatever the month publications regarding about specific field. As I told, again, the COVID-19, you want to know something about the COVID-19 cases reported in USA in the year of 2020, May means you can easily retrieve the such kind of information from the database. The database nothing but they are creating that a setup or a collection of your published articles as a database. You can easily access the database and download whatever article you want for your review of literature or your designing of your work. So this is a database. Okay, not only the Web of Science, even PubMed, Raro, Explore, these are all the different database available. Check your journal is fake or not. Then that experience feedback of others is another group of people. They have maintained the database. There is a quality open access market. Just you can go open it and feed your the journal name. It will give you information about the journal. It still is continue the checklist. As I told, even you can check our ISSN number. Journal ISSN number is Ulrich Periodical Directory. Then ISSN portal. Don't worry, I have that figure of this ISSN portal later slide. I'll show you that. The first one is Ulrich Periodical Directory means you give your ISSN number, it give all the information about journal. So in addition, other recommended checklist for your own investigation. As I told, think, check, submit. This is a logo, and COP means Committee of Publishing Ethics. Elsewhere, as I told, Paplan, Scopus, these are all different websites provider where you can check your journals are original or duplicate or fake. So this is And still I am continue that STM, that means International Association of Scientific, Technical and Medical Publishers. Then OASPA, that means Open Access Scholarly Publishers Association. Then EASE means European Association of Scientific Editors. Then CABLES, Scholarly Analyticals. This journal tick is mainly for the arts and humanities. Then another, the last one is predatory journal test. You feed your journal name, it tests your journal and give the feedback about the journal. From that you can able to understand whether the journal is fake or not. So this regarding about that, the different websites and different databases available to check your database. So here I told I have that the list of predatory journal published by WIOLS, but since some technical error I cannot able to show you that. Even you go to the UGC care list, there is a two different UGC care list group is there. The group one, the journal published from India, the group two, the journal published from international. Just you can go and click download the entire list of journal, from which you can able to identify whether our selected journal is original or duplicate or fake or not. Okay, so this, since the regarding about that, the entire list I cannot able to show you because of some technical error. So just that. So coming to that, next one is, as I told, so far we have discussed the so many things, the features, website design, the website advertisement, the fake practice of the fake journals. So now I will take one example. I'll be explain step by step how to find out the journal is original or duplicate. So see that the step by step investigation of the journal. The journal name is Intersinesia Journal. Is a multidisciplinary journal. You can, first of all, you can go to Google site and you write or you type that journal name, that Intersinesia Journal. So it gives a website. This is what the website link. Once you click it, you get that all the information about the journal. For example, this is that Intersinesia Journal, the journal title, and you can also see the journal citation reports, and below that you can also see the impact factor and the indexed database and everything, all the information without any false information. All the informations are original. You can get that entire information. Even you can cross check with your the librarian or that famous the scientific community people. So this is the first one. So coming to that second one, as I told, you are worried about that ISS number. You are doubt about that ISS number means, as I told, there is a portal issn.org where you can feed your ISSN number of the respective journal. You can get that is recognized by the ISSN, the organization. Then you can go ahead with that the same journal. Then the third one is just check with the directory of open access journal. As I told, this is another website. You can find the journal from this directory. So this whole, that means once the journal associated or that the directory recognized your journal means this come to your website. This comes to the directory website where you can find whether the journal is original or duplicate. So coming to that, Thomson Reuters, Web of Science, this is very important nowadays. I think most of the people are those who are doing research. That means currently working in the working in a research area. They may know about that Thomson Reuters. They are maintaining the different section for the science, arts, humanities. For science, they are used to say Web of Science. You can check that your journal from the master list. So just you can feed your journal name, it will give all the information. Even they are giving the website link. Once you click, it directly take you to the respective website of the journal. So this is what that very important the criteria or important procedure for to find out whether the selected journal is original or fake. So this is regarding about Thomson Reuters. Coming to that Scopus, again the Scopus not only for science, the total information you can, that whatever it may be, so science, life sciences or engineer, arts or law, whatever it may be, you can search from this website and you can find. Once the journal is comes into the website, you can confirm, you can confidently say that journal is a reputed journal or the journal is a recognized journal. You go for submission. So this is regarding about that, the different step-by-step investigation process. Check your selected journal is original or duplicated. So based on this, the result, you can go for the submission. Okay, what does this tell us? As I told, once you selected the journal name and you search the journal and you get all the information about the journal, your informations are correct, authenticated by the respective databases and websites. So you can see that what are the information you get it from the searching or get it from this investigation. You can see the journal has a valid ISSN number. It says source data from Thomson Reuters citation data. That means they are maintaining the database. It says indexed in science citation indexed expanded. It is for science. It's likely there is a indexed group is there for arts and humanities also. It says evaluated by the DOAJ. That means Directorate of Open Access Journal.
Sir, you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
Oh, sorry, are you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, okay. So that finally, the whatever journal you selected, it should be recognized by this Scopus. And the Scopus also a branch of elsewhere group. You can easily identify whether the journal is indexed or whether the journal is original or not. So these are the valid information or authenticated information you obtained from the respective databases and their respective websites, by which you have to confirm the journal, whether the journal is original or duplicate. So this regarding about it. Okay, so coming to that the summary, almost is I'm going to be end that we are going to be close. So coming to the summary, so very important. What we discussed so far, just I am summarize. So whenever you go for the publication, you have to find that website thoroughly and check each and information, or cross check each and every information of that journal. Then is also cross check with the members of DOAJ, COPE, OASPA, and STM. As I told, these are all different group of the association or the organization. They are maintaining the database, and check the journal's content information. You are cross verify that the journal information given to the website through mail, and research the editorial board information. For example, I told the most of the time that the editorial board members are listed without the consent of respective editorial members. This is another important. Now take a look at their pre-review process and publication timeline. Easily you can check. You download one or two paper, you can check the submission date and the accepted dates and online date. So these are the different date each and every article should possess. You have to check when the submission date, when is accepted date, when is online date. So it gives that more information about your fake journal, and read through past issues of the journal, and it's very important. I told the back issues is very important. In such a way you can easily recognize the journal is good or not. So coming to that, this is the summary. Okay, coming to that take-home message, what we are going to take over. I think so. Prepare a list of journals. As I told, the objectives, the same things are repeated again. These are the information, or these are the message you take it to the home for your future usefulness or future submission of your journal or your manuscript. So that avoid cloned, fake, and predatory journal by using these useful website and useful databases. And it's time and effort, not a 1 week or not a 1 day or not a 10 days. You have to be spent more than 1 year. Suppose you have to find that some data, for example, since that the management studies, you are collecting that data from the questionnaire from public, and that data will be presented in such a way all are time consuming. So you never give up with the fake journal. So this important that message you take to a home and you keep in your mind for your future communication or future publication with your reputable or good data. So this regarding about that the cloned journal or fact journal. I think hope you can enjoy. I get your impressed presentation, and due to some technical error I cannot that means present my slides in a proper way. Sorry for the inconvenience. So any questions, welcome. The questions are welcome. Now I can ready to answer any type of questions.
Participants can put their questions in the chat box so that we can take the questions. Sir, I have one question to you.
Please, madam. Yeah.
Sir, normally what happens, UGC careless journals, what happens is they will just review the journals every 3 months once.
Yes.
So like sometimes the journals will appear in the UGC care list, but after 3 months the journals will be removed from the UGC listed journal.
Yeah.
So it is
Yes,
like,
madam. Yeah.
yeah. How is that actually as a presenter or as a publisher of the paper, if I have to keep a proof of that it was a UGC careless journal when we had presented it or published
Yeah. Yes.
how to take care
I'm
of
also come across the same experience. Since every year, that means every 6 months they update it. So why? Because of this more number of fake journal, they are monitoring periodically, by which they are updating each and every 3 months, each and every 6 months. So that means, for example, I'm giving a good example from my own field, the Journal of Pure and Applied Microbiology. As I told, I'm not much more aware about that arts and humanities. I cannot give example from arts and humanities. So my own field, the Journal of Pure and Applied Microbiology, is a journal previously recognized by the Thomson Reuters. That means it has ISI, it has impact factor. Now it will be removed from the Thomson Reuters. So in such a case, we cannot do anything because we have to be keep on watching. That's why I'm telling, whenever you go for a submission, please ensure with that database. For example, not only in a single database, you can insert such a kind of information with more than 1 or 2 database. For example, I told that if we go for the BSR list, we can easily get, because their BSR list, they are updating each and every 3 months or 6 months. So, okay. So before, not only you can rely on UGC, you can also check with the other database until you confirm, then you go for the submission. That's the best way to do that.
Okay, sir, we have a question in the chat box. Can I read it out for you, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes, please.
Sir, we have 2 questions, but they are quite similar. The question is, why is there no legislation over clone journals, though they are hijacking the title and ISSN of legitimate journals? And one more question says, government agencies, why are government agencies not stopping or prohibiting these type of journals?
No. Is actually they are not propagating. They are not recommending. They are not referring. Thing is, we are the only people who want to publish quickly, and we want to get the recognition in a very fast manner. We are just fallen to the such a way. Actually, there is a rules and regulation. But as a personal, for example, you take me. I'm a researcher for last 20 years. I want to start a journal. So this kind of things not happen in a 1 month or on a 1 day. It takes more than 3 years. For example, you want to start a journal, you start the journal, you publish in a year. 200 journal means all the 200 journals are get cited. After get citation only, you can able to recognized as a good journal. So these are all lengthy process, but people, they don't want to do the lengthy process. They want to immediate. So even though the government has rules and set up rules and regulation, they cannot able to stop the respective fake journal group. But thing is, they can able to create awareness among the publishers or the research community. They can only careful about the selection of journal. So this is, I think, this is what my answer. So for this question.
Thank you, sir. One more question. How to find UGC care list from year to year?
Yeah, in the website they are updating, madam. I think last year I have one list. Now I have another list. So likewise, you can go for periodically. You can check the website. They are maintaining. They are updating the. Now recently they are removed 25 journals from the. That means UGC list. All the 25 journals to become recognized as a fake journal. So like that, periodically they are updating the websites with recent journals and the publishing group. So this is the only way. That's what I'm telling. Whenever you ready with the manuscript, before you going for submission, you cross check with that your journal with more than one database by which you can get the clear idea about that your journal. I think hope you can get the answer.
Yes, sir. So we have one more question here.
Yeah,
Most
please, ma'am.
suggested not to send paper for paid journals. What is the reason for it?
Not to publish fake journal. Yeah.
No, sir. Not to send papers for paid journals.
Yeah. Why? Because of means I'm telling India. You take India, it's a developing country. We are shortage with a lot of funding. So for example, in Saudi Arabia, there is a separate program for funding program for each and every publication. So the people are ready to pay that open access journal, even though they are ready to pay $1,200, $2,000. But in India, like developing countries, the most of that research lab and the universities they don't have lacking of fund. So that fund is arranged by the respective scientist or respective researcher. They can spend with only for the buying the materials, buying the chemicals, buying the instrumentation. They are not supposed to be pay for the publications. That is the main reason the people are most of the Indian authors are not ready to go with the payment journal. But in the most of the private institute, like you can say that SRM, Satyabama, I'm just from the Chennai-based institute. They are ready to pay. They are encouraging that the scientists or the encouraging the staff members to go for payment journal for their institute recognition. In such a way, they can ready to even $3,000 ready to pay for payment fees. But nowadays, the most of the journal they are changing the free journal to paid journal because of this. What the easy accessible of that the research article. The most of the elsewhere springers are giving the two options. One is subscription, another one is open access. You can select whichever you want after acceptance of your paper. This is what the current scenario of the applications.
So another question: how can we find the genuine scopus?
Genuine scopus? No, I don't have idea. I know one of the genines means it comes under the arts and humanities.
Yes, like it
No,
was
no,
scopus journals. How to find out the
yeah.
genuinity of scopus journals?
Yeah. The genuinity of the Scopus journal, you can see, you can open up the Scopus website. Is organized by the Elsewhere. You know that Elsewhere is a very good, internationally recognized, very big group. Today's publications. So just you can select the field. For example, you want to check with arts, or you want to check with accountancy, or you want to check with the social science. You select the field and type your journal name. It will give you that information about that, when it started and how many years they are running, and what are the issues and how many issues per year, and each and every issues how many articles they are publishing. This kind of information we can get it from the Scopus website. Is possible to Scopus.
I hope you have answered all the questions, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Akila ma'am, you can continue.
Thank you, sir,
So
for
any more? So any more questions? I'll send my mail ID. Please welcome. Anytime I can
Yes, sir.
give my
Sure,
answer.
sir.
So in the chat box, I gave my mail ID, madam.
Anybody have any questions? You can just mail it to the sir's mail ID.
Thank you, sir, for answering all the questions. I request Professor Vidya Shivannavar to give the presidential remarks.
Yeah, very good noon to all of you. I would first like to thank Ponnamurugan sir for giving such an elaborate, informative, and a very kind of understandable presentation to all of us today. Present publication of paper is a very important aspect for all the researchers now, all the teachers as faculties. The first thing which we start as researchers to publish a paper, to prepare a paper and publish. Preparing a paper itself is very difficult, and especially in commerce and management subjects, a research is kind of thing where we don't get proper data from companies, industries, and all. But after all that, we prepare a paper and we have to publish it. When it comes to publication, again we have a lot of things where we get confused as to where to get it published. 10-15 years back, we had a chance where if you publish a paper in particular journal, the journal used to give you a money as royalty or something. Now the things have changed a lot, where if you have to publish in a UGC careless journal or anything as such, they will charge you around 3,000, 5,000. It depends. Cooper's journals, it's around 10,000. Affordability is a big issue now. Over all these, after putting all our efforts, we publish in a particular paper, particular journal, and if the journal is told as a clone journal, it's like whatever efforts we have put comes to an end there itself. So we actually, the organizing team, and when we discussed about the topics which we have to select for this particular FDP program, this was one particular topic which was very stressed on, because we all face problems, but we don't get a proper solution as to how to avoid these publication of clone journals or anything as such. Today, Ponnamurugan sir has given us a clear idea, a step-by-step idea was given by him as to how to identify the genuinity of the journals and how to go about for the publication of papers. Okay, and what are the different types of journals which are available. Sir, it was a very elaborate, extensive, and informative session, sir. Thank you so much for your session and a wonderful presentation that you have given. You had accepted our invitation and you have given your time out of your busy schedule. Thank you so much, sir. And I also congratulate the organizing team, Shilpa ma'am, Dilip sir, and Suresh Abhi sir, who have brought Ponnamurugan sir on this platform, which has helped all of us today, including me, to publish our papers in a good quality journals. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. All the participants are requested to submit the feedback form on all the 7 days to get the e-certificate. Today's feedback link will be open till 3 p.m. Now, I take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Ponmurugan Karupaya sir for sharing valuable information regarding clone journals and its impact despite sir's busy schedule. Thank you, sir. I would also like to mention my deep sense of gratitude to Professor Vidya Shivannawar, Principal SICM, for all the support. Thank you, ma'am. I thank Associate Professor Punita Ji, Head of the Department of Commerce. Thank you, ma'am. I express my sincere gratitude to all the participants from different institutions, our faculties and non-teaching staff for your presence and cooperation. Thank you one and all. Let us all meet for tomorrow's FDP session on future role of teachers, for which the resource person is Dr. P.K. Srinath at 12:30 p.m. Thank you all. Have a great day.
It's a last information to all the participants here that feedback link will be put on the chat box itself, and we also have our YouTube channel. We will share the link of YouTube channel in the WhatsApp group. You can check for all the days sessions which have happened right from first day till the 7th day. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for these opportunities. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we can meet in one other. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Can we end the session, sir?
Yeah, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Can I leave? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Dilip sir, you can end the session.